This is outrageous. It's unfair.
We would be honored if you would join us.
Hey everyone, so we finally have arrived at the new Vader comic, issue 21, where we're now going to focus on the building of his new castle on Mustafar. This issue is something that we've all been waiting for a long time. It's very short, unfortunately, but it does reveal one thing important, which is why Vader chose Mustafar as his new home, and what it means to him. Now, of course, while this is a short one, it does set it up nicely for the next issues. Picking up from where we left off, Vader enters Padme's ship that Palpatine gave to him, and we see him looking at his younger self. Now, I did a video covering this yesterday. It was much more in depth, so you guys can check that out after if you wanted. He sees that the boy's face has now changed into the masked man that he is now. Anakin's purity is almost all gone. As they near their destination, Vader is asked by the Colonel, why Mustafar? The scene cuts to Sidious and Vader as a flashback to their convo before departure to the Fire Planet. Sidious tells him that he will send an Imperial architect with him to design his fortress as he sees fit. She was the one who fixed up his palace and got rid of anything remnant of the Jedi.
The world where you were defeated, where you burned. I have my suspicions as to why you chose it, but I would have them confirmed. Why Mustafar?
Cutting to the ship again in present time, the architect and Colonel discuss Vader's personality, trying to come up with just what he's going to want to design for his castle, mentioning how this ship that belonged to the Queen of Naboo was so opposite of what they'd assume Vader would fly in. Observing the mask of Lord Momin, who we'll learn about later from Sidious himself, the architect is fascinated by it, wondering who would wear such a thing. What in blazes? As they realize that they are descending into Mustafar's atmosphere without any shields up, Bren, the architect, screams at Vader to put the shields up or to turn back so that they can be fixed. If they don't, they'll all burn alive. Which, you know, for Vader, been there, done that.
What?
The shields are functional, Colonel Bren. I deactivated them.
As she strongly urges Lord Vader to reconsider and reactivate them, he senses her hand on her blaster and summons it out of her grasp with the Force, telling her to sit in her seat and do what he tells her, just as the Emperor commanded her to do so. As they enter the planet, the ship completely lights on fire, screaming through the skies as the locals wonder what it is. Is it light fire or end fire?
We shall see.
Finally, landing on molten rock, Vader looks at Padme's ship. It's down to the skeleton now and really doesn't look anything like it did before.
Better.
As the colonels come out of the ship gasping for air, they make a joke about how she at least now knows what his aesthetic appeal is, judging by the ship. Now I'm going to basically say that Vader wanted to destroy the look of Padme's ship, to basically destroy anything that connects him to Anakin Skywalker. As she follows him into the same cave where he first made his lightsaber crystal bleed, which, by the way, was my favorite comic video to this day that I covered. It was full of emotion, so make sure to check that out after this one if you haven't. She asks him questions about the nature of this place, what it means to him, and if he'll be doing any entertaining. We again cut to the continuation of Sidious and Vader's conversation.
My apprentice, but I require an answer. Why Mustafar?
You sent me to Mustafar to bleed my kyber crystal at the dark side locus present on the planet. When I touched that power, I saw deeper into the Force than ever before. I believe things are possible at the locus that are impossible elsewhere.
Ah, I understand. You are truly a perfect Sith, Lord Vader. You let nothing go. Perhaps your Padme does await you on Mustafar. Perhaps the dark side will bring her to you. Go. One way or another, you will learn a great deal. After all, your power is my power. I have given you a vessel and a world. Now, I think, one final gift. Come, my apprentice.
Vader tells her that he's here to study, to uncover a great mystery. As he meditates in the cave covered in ancient hieroglyphs, Colonel Bren finally brings him a concept design. After hours of working on it, she tells him that she thinks he'll be pleasantly surprised, to which he simply says,
You are wrong.
Surprised and saddened by this, she heads back to Padme's ship where she's stopped in her tracks and screams. Walking to the ship, Vader finds her laying dead. As he sees the other colonel at the desk, he is wearing what looks like Momin's mask, as the eyes are lit up red and alive.
The Mask of Lord Momin, a powerful artifact of the dark side. Momin was uncommon among Sith. Many of us build our legacy through destruction. Momin preferred to create. He and I have that in common. The uses he found for the Force were truly unique, likely never again replicated. As you also seek unusual paths through the dark side, Lord Vader, I thought you might find Momin's example to be inspirational. Take the mask to Mustafar. Perhaps it will show you the way.
As Vader tells Sidious that he has never seen the name of Momin in any Jedi holocron or Sith holocron, Sidious tells him that the story was suppressed and hidden. When Vader asks,
"Then how do you know it, my master?"
The mask told me.
Slicing the Colonel down, he activates and illuminates the hologram behind him as Vader steps forth and observes a masterpiece. So okay, I'm kind of partially confused here myself. I'm thinking, as Sidious said, the mask obviously has dark side magical powers, where it comes to life and talks or tells stories in some way. So I don't know, a theory of mine is that maybe it was activated when the Colonel put it on, and it possessed him to make this brilliant design, which we will then see later on in the next issue. Now, where have we seen this helmet or mask before? We've seen it in the Lando comics, which are canon, and we've also seen it in one of the previous issues. It was actually in the Jedi Temple, and it was in the area that Jocasta Nu went into, which no one could really get into. I guess we'll know in the next issue, or if you guys know something that I don't, comment down below. I think it's really cool how Vader is back on Mustafar and has gone back to that hieroglyph-filled cave. That's something that I was really interested in. I really wanted him to go there so that we could learn more about it. Perhaps, this is the catacombs beneath his castle to where Snoke made or found his ring, which is connected to the Dwarti, which Sidious has gold statues of in Revenge of the Sith, and those statues were Darth Plagueis himself. And that can be found in the Darth Plagueis novel, which now unfortunately is Legends. However, things are kind of adding up here, and it's making me wonder. I can't wait to find out. Thanks for watching, everyone. Let me know what your thoughts are below. Hit like on this video if you enjoyed it, and I will see you all in the next episode of Star Wars Theory. Until then, my fellow Jedi and Sith friends, remember,
The Force will be with you always.